Good time of day, everyone. So, this is more of a standard little tilt-up programming stream. Nothing too exciting except for the possible risk of blue screening and crashing and all that other fun stuff that comes with C++ programming. Nothing like touching the metal or getting close to touching. Gotta get to assembly for that. So, without further ado, here I am. So, I have done a little bit of work on this. I have added some, oh, I don't even have that folder open. One second, let me remedy that so I can actually show off what I've added. I've added a fog of line of sight and some memory of where you've been. There we go. Where do I keep this? Under programming, of course. Let's see if this still works. There we go. So, well, helps if I have it selected instead of looking at OBS. So just very simply, I've also noticed that my room generation is bugged. I'll fix that in a minute, possibly. But I have other things to get to. But we got line of sight. We can see around. Does that work? Does the cursor appear on this? Yes. Now I can increment the line of sight a little bit, but I think I just have it at 8 or something. So it's being a little weird in the rounding errors, but that's fine. There's some issues with it, but I'm not going to fight it right now. I think the main one comes with these sort of hallways because you get a skip here, and I'm not sure why. Well, I can't get to the other two rooms. They're connecting to each other, but not to anything else, which is weird and strange. Yeah, let's fix that first. Just get a little warmed up. Also, I added collision. But anyways. Okay, so make sure that's at the bottom. That was in the main startup of this. Connect all the rooms that are left. So we're starting with visit account open room. Get through there. We count that. Okay, that's resetting every run. Well, visited room is less. Okay, that makes sense. If they're in the visited, then we get down here. I am going to break you out a little bit. It honestly doesn't care if there's new lines between it. It is one of the languages that does not care about white space, so you could make in every program you have on one single line. It cares about these, though. Ah, okay, I see why. I did not even bother to check to see if that room was visited, and that is what is required. Or or not visited. And the index that I am connecting to index equals check x plus check y times room map width. So it was always connecting, but it didn't ensure that it was connecting to... Oh. Semicolon. Okay, let's run this, and then we should be able to visit every single room. And this will be the standard roguelike formula, which we might want to put into its own function, or dare say into its own class. Oh, infinite loop. Do. So that visits. Because this is more proper. And we can get rid of continue. And the continue can. It shouldn't screw this up. It should iterate through the whole thing. Let's just do some debug out. Make sure that that's increasing. Let's get the current room. Ah. Okay. Now it should be looping on this forever if something's wrong. What do you know? It's looping forever. And we need a new line. So I'll put end a line there. And let's see if it's actually incrementing correctly. This should be just going through all the directions. And the main problem would be is if it is not going through all the directions. So it's not even going to anything else. It's just sitting on that one, looping forever, not breaking out of that. That is a for loop that is less than 4. So it should get out of here. Okay, let's also check at the top of here. See, standard count, visited room count, visited room count. Let's put open room count in there too. Maybe there is something weird going on. I didn't use it. There is probably ways to properly debug this, but I do not know how to debug it in this system. So debug bomb it is. Is the way of my people. Boop. But I took a little screenshot of that. Boop. Nope, nope. Probably should put it in there because it has everything on my screen. Where's paint? Okay, just looking at this visited room. So it is doing 0012, and it is properly iterating through everything. So is it not seeing the visited room? Okay, let's make this just a little longer. Let's put on a new line. Okay. Check room. Wait, position room? What was position room? Okay, look up what was position. Current X is... Oh no, I've forgotten. Position room is set up here. It is an array of 0 ints. Visit room is false. Position room gets updated. Equals index. Connect all the rooms in. Let's fix that typo. All positions. Position room equals index. I don't know why I'm doing position room. But it does seem to be using that for visited rooms, so possibly I'm using it as a translation, but I completely forgot, and I don't like that. Well, anyways, this is just baseline stuff, and I may not be using this randomization later, but I do want to figure it out and call it a day. Oop. I am going to add a pause button. How would I add a pause button? Oh. Anyways, can I just output an array just straight up into here? Visit room, std. Well, I could just change the frame rate. The frame rate will do it. Position. Question is, where the heck do I keep my frame rate variable? There it is. No, it isn't. Where's my heartbeat? Delta time. Okay, let's just add a 0 to this for giggles. By that I mean 2. Because this is all being done on startup, so it doesn't matter how... Oh, no, it's all being done on startup. It doesn't matter how long I wait. Okay. C++. Press any key. System to pause. Okay, let's see if that works. This is not good debugging, and I would suggest nobody use this, but nobody wants to watch me spend 3 hours trying to figure out how do I get thing to debug properly. The answer is poorly. Most debuggers are trash, and most of them don't actually work the way that people say they do. It's just like any other coding. It's what you can stand, and then you say that's good because you can stand it. It's not good. Okay. Let us put this at the end of this loop so that I can evaluate the situation. That's the loop I want. That's the loop I want. Boom. Does that work? Are you happy with this? Will you compile? It's alright. It can compile. Okay, there we go. That's what I want. Snip tool, do not lock my machine. Okay. Well, displaying an array does not work that way. Yep, okay. It is exactly the way I expected with press anything. Okay. For temp I and temp I less than 9, temp I plus plus. This can be a no visit room. Okay. Do you have to? I thought you could do a single thing like that. Maybe not. Why are you not happy? Oh, that's why. It is dumb. Okay. Oh, I could do this silly stuff over here. Did I ever forget what end lines were? Endel. Okay. There we go. And then we do the same over here. But we change this to this whole position room. Okay. Hit button. See output. Oh, what didn't you like? Oh, because I have it open. That's why. There we go. Now you can overwrite those bits. Oh, right then. So let's pop that open. Okay, now this I can actually bring over. Alright, you open? You open. Okay. So we come in here, we see that 5 rooms have been visited and there's 4 rooms open. Correct. So we go in there. So this is literally looking like... So visited rooms are the rooms that have already been gone into. Oh, I think I... Okay. So this is just an... So 2, 4, 5, I was doing something with position, but I do not know why I was doing it. Okay, let me dig into that a little bit, because that might be my main problem, and I think it's only being used in this section anyways. Visual Studio, where are you? Everything's blue on my taskbar, because everything decided to be blue. Okay. Startup. This is properly doing what I would think it would do, where index is just straight up index is a check plus that. So where does position come into play? Oh, okay. Position is coming into play because I wanted to have a single array that was used in order to figure out what rooms were left without iterating over the list multiple times. Okay, this was a stupid efficiency thing, and I'm just confusing myself. Okay. So it would still be check index. And these are still... Let me bring this up. These are still congruent with going left to right. Or going through the maze. Now, are they going left to right or top down? They are going left and then moving down with it. So, the way this maze would be set up, if this is to be true, is that 0 is filled, this is filled, this is not filled, this is filled, this is not filled, this is not filled, this is filled, and this is filled, and then this is not filled. So we are on 2, 0, so 2 over, we're right here. We check going zero. What is my direction for direction array for 0? Bop, 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 bop. My direction array for 0 is to go left and stay at the same y value. So it should be going there and seeing that that is filled. Something's a bit iffy there. Okay, back into the code trenches. Okay, that's all working. So at this point, we're checking to see and then we go to visit room. And just say that. Okay. Boop, boop. Okay. We got output, room. We got this. 5, so this is a pretty filled maze. It looks like this, and then these are open. I don't see the check in there. I just threw this check. Did I not compile it? I possibly did. Oh, I had it open. That's why. Okay, it didn't actually compile. Okay, I'm going to be scatterbrained today, aren't I? Boop, boop. Okay, that's run. That's outputted. Let's hit the magic main file. Broom. Okay, let's expand this a little bit so that I can look at the debug. Snip, snip. Okay, so we are okay, anyways, we are at 2-0. The current thing looks like this. We are at 2-0, so we are here. We are checking 3, which if 0 is checking to the left, 3 is checking down, so that should fail, so the index fails. And then we get to this, and that is correct. So that connects. So we do get it sometime. So we are now at 1-1, so we are here. We're checking 0, which is this way, which should be true. Correct on that. It's going... Let me just take a look. Yeah, it's left... Oh, no, it's left, right, up, down. Okay. So this one before was checking through. So left, right, up. Up was a failure. Or no, down was a failure. So it was checking down. And it saw 0. So that is correct. And then it just passed because it would have been wrapping around to 0. This one was checking 0. So left, or no, this one was checking, yeah, this was checking 0, so it should have hit that. So why wasn't that valid if that was 1-1? Zero, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is room 4, because the first one was room 2 up there. It is checking to the left. I'm going to put something in there so I can actually get the proper translation instead of just the direction. So make it easier to read. Nope. Here we are, we're in the debug mess. Okay. Oops, that's the wrong button. Handle. This is going to be a lot of debug, but it'll save me some headache. Current X. Check X. Okay. Now let's see if this is blatantly off or if the checks are blatantly lying. Okay, and just for giggles down here before the pause, standard, see out, visited room count. Which gets reset when it gets back up here, but yeah, it's weird double loop. Could be better. I just wanted to get basic roguelike through there, but sharpening skills on how do C++. my general work is in Python and Lisp, with a little bit of C# to dull the pain. At least I'm not doing VBA. Okay, so we go up here. We got 5 rooms. We are currently at 2-1. Let's just take a look at this so I can see what the rooms look like. So, top row covered. Oh, this is because this one was originally one and it connected to the left. So yeah, it's valid. It connects to the left. That is correct. Then we move on to 0-1. Oh, okay. So we are right here. And we are checking 1-1, which is down here, which is... No, wait, we're at 0. Oh, so we're checking this one. No, that's valid. Okay, so we're going to debug and see what our index for spitting out is, because it's quite possible that... Oh, I'm just covering the screen with this. Whoops, my bad. I'm going to put the index that it's checking, because I'm feeling I have a translation error somewhere in here. Transforming from grid space to index space. And we'll just put check index here. We will make sure everything's closed. We will run this. Okay, so we run it. We run it. Okay. Room. Expand this so I can get a nice little screenshot of this madness. And oh, there's a lot. This is what I hate. But I can at least follow it because I got a trace stack. Okay. I can close you now because I got something to look at. You know, I could honestly copy and paste it into, like, Notepad or something. Okay, so we are up here. It looks like this... No. No, they aren't. They aren't. Because it's not even getting that far because it's just infinitely looping. So I'm trying to figure out why it isn't properly checking the things I think it checks. Okay, so we get down 40. -1. 80. Yeah. The index is definitely doing something weird. What am I doing with the math that is wrong on here? And because this is C++, I can check as far as I want from the memory and check other memory. Okay, we're getting there. That's why. Because it's map width. It's not room width. Map width is the number of tiles in there. I want room width, which is like 3. Do I have that anywhere? Okay, now it makes perfect sense why it's looping forever. Room width. I immediately went with map width. So yes, this was checking random memory and possibly would cause a crash sooner or later. Yeah, that makes sense. Do I have this up? I do not have. It's up. Nope, it's still going. Okay, let's put this back on and see what it's doing poorly. So it's literally checking random bytes in memory and hoping that it lines up. Okay. And let's walk through this again. We got all this. And then we bring this up. Let's close a few windows. Okay, so all the way at the top. Nope, that's... Room width is the room width. I'm just going to hard code this 3. And I'm going to call it a day. It is too early for mathing. Because this is the room width of how much I count, how much a room size should be. 3. Yeah, I'm hard coding 3 everywhere else. That I am not thinking. There we go. Now this should run properly because it is now using the proper coordinate system. And not accessing random memory everywhere, every time. So I push button. Look, it actually did it. So all these rooms should be connected now because it is now properly checking to see if a room is connected. So this one connects into here. This one connects over here. This connects into this, and there is our enemy. And this connects into here, which is actually unwanted setup because it shouldn't be looping, but whatever. And we could still smack him to kill him. Okay, now that we got a vague, all maps are connected, and probably what is not the good way, because I'm missing something in there, but it's livable. It's not like it ruins the experience that, oh no, we have a loop. Loops are terrible. You shouldn't have loops in roguelikes. The actual original Rogue did like randomly just attach random rooms together, so it isn't too far off. I think it's probably something to do with it's looping through the list twice. Okay. If visited room, room position room, index, continue. This room has been visited already in a previous run. Okay. That should fix that because it is going over everything like twice. And if the room's already visited, don't bother. Boop, 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 boop. So this should be a sparsely connected with no loops. Well, not sparsely. I mean, technically these are all minimum spanning trees, I think, as long as they branch right. I'm not mathing enough into that. So if these two are not connected, yeah, that fixed it because it was looping again. So basically, some room on the list would end up connecting, or because it was hitting like 0, it would sometimes connect. I think that's what the problem was. Okay. So there we have it. So what's next on the list is I think I want to do my flood fill heat map. So we are going to have a flood fill algorithm. Room. Void flood fill distance. So what I'm going to need is an int of start x, int start y, and we're going to need to have the char map, which is going to be carried over like that. Char map array with our hard-coded map total. And we are going to need to have something to pass it into. Oh, that's supposed to be a char, not a chart. And we're going to need to have an int flood array of map total that we're going to be putting everything into. Now, first, we are going to memset the flood array to map total, because this is going to be a roll downhill algorithm, and it's going to be set to size of int times map total. Then we are going to iterate over map array, and for everything that is a wall, we will set that location to 0. Yes, we'll. This is going to be messy. Yeah, we'll use 0 for can't move here. So if the number is greater than 0 but less than the current number, roll down. I'm just not using negative numbers. I could, but it'll be easier to display. Anyways, so for int index equals 0, index is less than map total, inc index. Oh, I hit the wrong one. If map array index equals wall, flood array index equals 0. I'm going to just put notes here. Roll downhill flood. Walls are marked in 0. Zero for, yeah, I'll just. Actually, no, I could do this better. Roll up hill. No, I want it to be distance, so it has to be 0. Yeah. And the furnace starts. Okay. It'll be dumb, it'll be messy, but otherwise I have to do nulls in there, and I think they'll get funky, so I will just see. If it's 0, skip it. If it's not 0, actually check your current location, because it will also tell you distance away from player. which is also useful in other contexts. All right. How to do the stack list, or do I learn how to do vectors real quick? But first off, flood array start x plus start y times map width equals 1. Starting position. C++. I think I want to do this with vectors, but I don't want to. So it's a dynamic... Okay, you can set them up like that. I just want to know... Can you add a vector? Okay, you can push to front and push to back. Resize, change the size, empty. Add back, ba 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 ba. Okay, so that's the basic grepping of it. Okay. Now I'm going to hate this. Okay, okay, I have to do weird imports for standard library because I love all this stuff. I love when it's just slightly weird enough that nobody actually knows how to use it. Okay. Will this do it? Bop. Okay, there we go. Vector int. Because it's going to be location Q. I don't know, can I just make an empty vector? Is that possible, or are you just going to show me really stupid... Yep, you're just going to show me really stupid... I initialate it to these toy things. I'm not going to actually initialate it to just a empty vector that you can use. No, no, you have to set it up with random junk in it. Because I won't show you how to initialize it. Okay, C++, how to... I'm teaching so much, you can't actually use this to use it for anything but toy examples. Awesome, Nate. Okay, so you don't actually have to initialize it to anything, but just by... Okay. C++, so I don't need to actually initialize it to anything. So we have a queue. So... for int direction equals 0, direction is less than 4, direction plus plus, we are going to get the 4 cardinal directions, 4 things around here. Int x offset equals x direction, that's what it is. check x equals x direction, int check y equals y direction. It's probably a better way to do this, but I'm not doing it right now. Int check index equals check x plus check y times map width. Yes. Okay. If flood array check index is not equal to 0. We will set flood array check index equal to 1 or to 2, because that's one more than starting, and we will push to the queue dot push isn't there a push front? Or is it, are you going to be really weird and like, oh, it's add to front, push to back? Because we have to have two different ways to actually do stuff, because... C++ vector. Is there not a push front? Oh my god, it's literally a Stack Overflow question. Okay, fine. Push back. I don't care. This is unsorted and I don't really care. Push back. Check index. There we go. Int okay, I think that should be fine. Well, vector dot count. Oh, no, q dot count. Oh my god. Okay. Capacity. Size. So while it has stuff in there, int current index equals q dot pop front. No, I want to pop the front. Oh god, this is going to be dumb, isn't it? It's dumb already. Hey, I'd like to have access and do lots of things in there. Oh no, in 7 years we make something, but you have to install like 20 different things in here. This isn't a stack, this is a queue. Pop front. Okay, let me think of what's the worst thing that could happen. Yeah, okay, we're having we're having things. Okay, we're just doing this. Standard vector int Next Q. There. Fine. I'll do weird stuff because you won't allow me to actually just use this like a stack. I don't care. And it's probably going to do weird stuff because, you know... Why are you yelling? Do you not actually pop the value in there? Is it some weird, stupid thing that you don't actually return the last thing, but a pointer to something to something? This is what I wanted to avoid, was dumb stuff that links to other dumb stuff. Just give me the stupid data. I don't want to write this and just erase. Pop back. Inlines. So, okay, what does pop back to? Just give me the value and shit can the everything. What the fuck does this do? Oh, it just removes it. It doesn't actually give us the value. How dumb. Okay, fine, fine. Q dot last, I think it was. End. Because stuff has to be kind of dumb. Nope, it's not going to be that either. Okay. Vector. C++. How to get last item. This thing doesn't want to be used as a stack. And it's set up to be a stack. Back. Okay. That's dumb. Okay. And then we just Q dot pop back. No, I'm going to fight this because this is just dumb. C++ vector push to front. Okay, you can do something dumb like this, so that is fine. So we don't need this because we can push everything we want. This first one can just push to back because it doesn't matter, but this one we have to push to front. Okay. So we put all these in here. These don't matter because these are just 4 that are right next to the starting tile. Okay. Int current value equals flood array current index. So we have our current index, and then we want to do the standard walk around. So for this is going to have a bias, but I don't care. 0 direction less than 4. Of course I misspelled direction. I probably am misspelling. All right. Okay. Plus plus. Okay, so we go around there. And if okay, so yeah, we do literally the same thing up here. You know, honestly, I can just push the initial thing to there. Yes, I can just push the initial one on there. Okay, okay, good. Let me... Okay, I don't need to redo this, because I'm pushing that to the start of the array, and then it'll just iterate off that. So I could just copy this in here, and the code gets a little... Is it 1 or 2 R's? I don't care. I should just call it D. Make it utterly unreadable, but I will keep my spelling in check, and that's more important, right? That's why I should take 2 hours on a PR to fix 7 spelling errors. Because I accidentally named something wrong. Oh no, the comment has a typo in it. You better spend an hour fixing that and getting back to me. Fuck. Okay. No, I didn't copy the next part. Didn't I just copy all this? Why is it not everything? What? There, okay. Why wasn't it all the stuff? Okay. Boop. Now we have this. Instead of pushing to back, we have to push this to the front. And we need the current value plus 1. And we will push, it was insert, and then q.begin, because it is utterly stupid. So this will be and flood array check index is greater than current value. So what will happen here? Oh, please, for the love of God, let me just be able to select that. There we go. So what is going on with this is that 480, 480. I need to make it bigger. Okay, so let's just do boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. And these are all set to like 5, except for like this little wall here we're going to have as 0. So this is set to 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. This is where we're starting, so that's 1. So that's 5, 5. You get the picture out into infinity. So what happens is that we are focusing on this tile right here, this cell. We are going, okay, let's look around. Hey, you're a 0. I ignore you. Hey, you're a number that is greater than me. You are now 2, and you are now added to the stack. So we have that goes right there. It goes down here, does the same thing. You're now 2. You're added to the back right here. Or you're added to the front. But we won't be able to show that because it just like, it gets added to the front. So like, first in, first out. That's all we want on this. So we don't have any weirdness that pops up. So we get down here and now you're added back here. So then we move up to this one. And then it goes, hey. To the left of me is a 5. And it goes, Oh, wow. Well, it removes... First, it removes this from the stack, so it's no longer pointing there. It'll never be touched again. And it goes, okay, you're a 3 now. I add you to the back of the stack. Or to the front of the stack. And then there would be something up here, but we don't have that right now. Then it goes over here and it goes, hey, you're higher than me, so you're 3. You're added to the back of the stack. And then it looks down and goes, oh, you're smaller than me, I don't need to add you. And the flood fill will go from that. So that's basically what's going on, but I should also have an erase, a bounds check. Check X is less than 0, or check... Nope, that's not it. Is greater or equal to map width, or okay, you like that. Check Y is less than 0, or check Y is greater or equal to map height. Continue. Okay, they're happy. So that, it can't go out of bounds, but we should be having a wall on the edge of it. But this is a map fill, so yeah, we should probably check if it's in bounds. Oh no, that should be one sec. We need to have current index mod map width plus that current index divide map height, map width, not height, map width, because we could get the Y from that because of dividing. Okay, there we go. We check if in bounds and we insert that, and then we go through until there's nothing left in there because we are continuously popping. And then it will be done, and since this is being passed in as basically a reference point, we will have this all set up. Everything's well and good. Now then, let's see this all blow up. So we're going to keep that in our pocket, and we're going to go down and we're going to make a new array that is flood fill that we are going to use for navigation. As well, basically a navigation mesh. Int path yeah. Let's stay in here. Path map total. There we go. Now that we have this, we can I can do that later, but okay, so we get all the way down here where we place everything and we're about to go into our main loop. So we get all this running, we clear our clocks, we make our line of sight. Let's destroy everything and give me a nice, oh, I should, actually one second, ABC. I want to get rid of all these prints because I'm going to be printing in a second in order to show what's going on. Terrible old school print debug because I don't want to figure out how to properly get stuff in here from VS Code, even though that's what everybody uses VS Code for. I just use VS Code because I can compile with it. Okay, so we have this. Player character.x, player character.y, map, I think it's just char map. No. ASCII map, because I'm dumb. Okay. And then we have path. Okay. So we have that. I want to do a single print of this. Okay. For int index equals 0, index less than map total, index plus plus. And we will do silly things that I have done before on how to display map. When the furnace turns on. If index, nope, if index mod map total, oh no, map width equals 0. Cout, standard. Cout, end line. Int value equals path find map at index. If value equals 0, value equals 0, cout dash. Else cout value, well, dash space. I need that space or else I'm not going to be able to read anything. Otherwise, value mod 10 so that I only get a singles digit and then a single space. Okay, let's crash this baby. No survivors. If I blue screen, it's been a pleasure knowing you. Oh my god, it actually ran. Oh, this shouldn't be working. Why is it working? There's something wrong. Something is very wrong. No, there should be bugs in this. This shouldn't run first time. No. Now I'm going to doubt my code for the next hour. Okay. So, anyways, what I returned is effectively a heat map. So we are right here, and as you can see, the digits increase as we go along from here. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10. So it's going out in a diamond pattern because it is a cardinal Manhattan distance map, effectively. Well, I could be showing the other digits. Like, and then I want to see, well, we don't have loops on this, so we will not actually see, like, any conflicts, but it's perfect mapping through there. So what that means is that I can have the enemy roll downhill now. So let me just do that in a second and show you how that is. So we have our enemy over here. As soon as I can find the right blue thing. Oh, why is it that? Why is it working? It shouldn't work. The question is it going to be really memory intense to do this? Because we're going to want, after every move, we're going to want to do a flood fill in order for the enemies to do this. So I will put this at the, after a standard move, and we will see how bad it is. Okay, compiled. Oh, it's kind of slow. Okay. Oh, now it's stuck in infinite loop. Okay, something bad is happening to it. One, it's slow, which is surprising. That is really surprising, that it's actually slow. It's probably because the size of the vector. C++, because it's resizing, so it's getting bigger and bigger. C++, set initial size. Okay, so I'm going to want to reserve. Okay, that's probably the word I want to go with. Let's see how this goes. So we're going up here in the flood field. So what is happening, I will bring it up, is that I noticed the pause, but how it's starting is that the vector size is 0. And since vectors are dynamic arrays, it will queue up more memory. So it's queuing up like 3 more spaces after the initial one, and then if all goes well, it's queuing up even more, because it's going to exponentially grow even though this is a dungeon, but it still has to like ask for the memory. So what I want to do is I want to add all the memory I think it's going to use, so I think it's going to be a quarter of the map size at most. So I'm going to see if I can get that set up for the dynamic array. Okay, flood fill distance, unshrimp. Okay, so we have our vector. Q.reserve map total divide by 4, and I think that should be in the ballpark. Okay, let's compile and see what sins I've committed. Okay. She's still being slow. I think it's because some things are being added to their... I think what is happening is that it's doubling up, and thus it's having 2 things go at the same time. If I could do sets with this, I think it'd be faster, but I think sets are going to be slower in this. Does vector have a check? Vector check if value is contained. I probably flubbed that. Why would it be end? Can you just tell me? Routines. Why is this so weird? Is this just some random I feel like all the time, like I'm looking like, oh, this is some random idea for it, but not actually the simple, sane solution to it. Because I could iterate over the vector thing, like it'd be terrible, but I could. Okay, so it is linear searching. So standard find start point. Auto? What? Why are you? Okay, let's see if this does anything. Okay. I don't like using auto. I work in Python, but I'm here to, you know, not do weird stuff with duck types. Okay. Auto found equals std find q.begin because it's weird and q.end because it's weird. Or is it back? Oh, they have end and back because they want to confuse people. It's n. Okay. And we are looking for check index. If found does not equal q dot back, was it? Because we have to switch to the other form. Nope, it's end. Okay. Is it yep, it's still that. And this should avoid duplication and like just growing the list. Okay, this is not fast because it's a linear thing on every time we go through it, but it should be saner? Question mark. Okay, yep, that was the problem. We were getting exponential. Effectively, every single one of those was creating spawns that were also going through it, and the only reason it looks sane on the first run is that this is C++ and it's fast. Most of them were getting culled because, you know, it'd get to a choke point and like, oh, you're lower than me now, so I can't go to you. Okay. I was right. I was wrong to think that it actually worked. Okay, so we have that. I want to make a... I'm not going to think hard, and I'm just going to put this in the code and just have it roll downhill. So every time we move, we update that. And so the heat map or the flood fill, whatever you want to call it, gets updated. So now we can have our blind, dumb enemies do moves. You can go away. You can get smaller. So we do our move action. And now we should do some enemy action. Enemy action. Which, okay, we need to figure out what we need for that. So first off, we need to pass in. Yes, this is a mess. No, I will not clean it because I do not have to. We got an enemy array. So I'm going to open up a notepad and I'm going to put that on there. So we have enemy array. We are also going to need ASCII map. And we are going to need a pathfind map. I'm going to need to do other stuff later to actually link this into like a scroll to touching the player and other things, but for right now, this is all I need. And this will be a void enemy action. And we will have, as I said before, we will take in an enemy array of size 10. We will fix that later. We will take in an ASCII map because we need to know where stuff is. Char ASCII tile map. I'll just call it that. I don't care. Map total. Alright, so we have that. And then we will have our heat map. Int heat, path map. Just call it something. I'm calling it 3 different things through this, but it'll be locally same. So for int index equals 0, index is less than 10, index plus plus. Int current, oh no, enemy current enemy equals enemy array index int current index equals sorry, I'm just thinking for your yeah, I am on the right path. Current index x plus current enemy dot y times map width. And of course I don't have camel case in that one. Okay, so we have that. Now we want to figure out where we want to go. So for once again, int direction equals 0. Direction less than 4. Direction plus plus. Do we want to assume the next one? Anyways, yeah, we do. Check x equals current enemy dot x plus x direction hash direction. Int check y equals current enemy dot y plus y direction direction. If once again all the kludge or okay. Now we will check the path. If int check index equals path map. No, what am I doing? Check x plus check y times map width. I should make a function or something. It shouldn't be as much overhead as Python, so. But that's for later. This is just getting this stupid thing working. Okay, so we have that. If path map check index does not equal 0, and path map check index is less than current index or current value. Equals path map current index if enemy, oops, Okay, I'll be right back. 1 second. Boop, boop. Alright, I am back. Boop, boop. So, where was I? Unshripping. Okay. Do enemies not have health? Enemy has HP. Oh, current enemy. That's why. Okay. We don't want to waste time moving around dead enemies. Things to do in here. Collide enemies. And technically, for good pathfinding, I'm probably going to want to change this from an array to a vector later so that I can sort it. Because I was seeing you could sort a vector, which is going to be very useful. I'll bring this up for a second. So, we are here. We have all these enemies around us. And if we're just randomly picking them and going, hey, you should move towards us, and like this is already taken, it would go this way. And then like randomly go through, and then, oh, this guy moves over here. And then like this guy moves over here. And this guy just seems like, depending on the situation, it might be a little weird. Like, if this guy did not exist at all, it just looks like he walked off this way, because it kind of is closer. Like, assume he's more farther back. What we want to have happen in order to keep things like looking sane, because it looks weird when like enemies like start retreating the opposite way, because like there's a wall here because the guy in front of them moved forward. In order to avoid that, you just do movement in a priority of how close are you to the player. So this guy moves first, this guy then moves, and then this guy, he doesn't have to do anything weird, he just moves in the actual right direction, because this guy's already been moved. And that's going to be a little hard with an array, unless I do weird sorting things, but if I could do a vector thing and I could sort it on there, I could do that. The other thing that has come up is if like this guy doesn't move twice because of his AI, that space effectively becomes a wall. So the rest of the AI won't assume he might move later. They're going to assume that he isn't going to move and pathfind a completely different direction. This like tends to happen when you have a ranged unit, so he just like attacks and he keeps attacking from here because the player isn't moving, so he hasn't moved for a turn. This guy's going to go, hey, and just like go around him. But that's for later. I just want this to roll downhill. We'll just take the first one, we'll have it have a bias, and we will set okay, so we have enemy action. Okay, copy that. Go back down to moved. Yeah, okay, at the end of all this, did I call it something? What are you doing? Okay, so it's enemy array. How come enemy array wasn't popping? Okay, there it is. Okay, then we have ASCII map, and then we have path find map. Hunky dory. I'm going to add something called a wait action. And this is going to be else if event.key sim.sim equals SDLK period. Period. The good old-fashioned wait action equals true. So this is just going to down here, instead of doing a move action, we will do a wait action. And we will reset wait action to equal false. And then we will do enemy action. We don't need to recalculate anything, though we possibly might want to after enemy moves, but that can come later. I just want stuff to roll downhill. Okay, let's see what we broke. Okay, everything ran. So I'm going to mash period a lot of times and pray that that works. After, you know, like I move a little bit. You know, let's go see him. And he's not moving. What's going on? What did I mess up? Everything. What? Yes, please. I hit 2 buttons wrong. Open 7 different things so that I might actually break my entire setup. It's awesome. Current value is coming in correctly. Current index is being taken from there. Check index is being taken properly from there. Everything should be fine. Why are you... I hate it when the highlighting just decides to like, oh, no, it's not actually correct. Please wait a minute before I can actually update. And this Endel. Are you happy? You're happy. Okay, let's see if that's running. Is your HP not positive? I think his HP is not positive. Okay, how many screams of he's dead will we have? Yep, he's dead. Okay, so his HP is not positive. That is what's causing that issue. I thought I was doing something with that. You have 10 HP though. Is this going to be strange C++ things? Let's find out. Yeah, it's saying he has 0 HP. But I will say but on here because I only render if he has HP. Down here where it goes through the enemies. Go away. Go away. Do. I only render if you have HP. And if I could see you. So what's going on? Oh, it's Monster Max. What's going on? So we're getting current enemy from the enemy array. And we're passing in the enemy array. And this only comes after. Well, no, it's this that literally comes after this step. So if it doesn't, it's like this thing is not being passed in correctly, and I'm not sure. It's not like here's what I mean. So everything is saying it's dead, and I'm going to walk right up to it, and it's still going to be there. I'm going to get out of view, and it's still going to be there. So you see he's there. Oh, look, he still has HP because I'm able to view him. But the function is saying that it has no HP. I wonder if the function even says it has a location that it's sitting at, that it makes sense. I'm thinking that it's not passing, that something's like it's being passed over as blank, as a default enemy. In which case, what? Current enemy.x. Boop. Boop. Current enemy.y. Endo. Okay. And wait 5 seconds to see if the auto highlight works. Okay, thank you. Honestly, I guess I'd wait for it because a lot of times I get just ticked off by just expanding, contracting for all the auto tab complete. Yeah, it's saying that it's X location is negative in the billions. So or it's Y location. So I'm guessing that this is just garbage data and something's not passing right. But I passed stuff this way before. Does it just not work for structs? It should, because they're just glorified memory locations with offsets inbuilt into it. Oh, I don't want to... Okay, going to look up if there's weird gotchas with passing struct arrays. C++ passing struct array. Yes, please give a million little portions of what's going on instead of an actual example that looks sane. Thank you, somebody who actually put code in. It drives me wild. They're just using empty arrays. Okay. If I just do empty, will it just magically work now because reasons? Possibly, because C++ is very context specific and you need to know a million gotchas for things to work. Nope, I'm still getting negative like millions. So people online are putting onto Stack Overflow lots of explanation, but not actually showing what the heck they mean. And I'm not following what they're like. real low level. I'm just looking for, hey, I literally just need to pass. Yeah, of course, the one that's the most complex is the one that people have, like, voted up for everything, and everything else is actually lacking in any explanation or what they're doing, and actually probably just a bit wrong. Am I going to have to rewrite this to only pass nothing except pure data? Possibly, because stuff's just kind of dumb. Okay. Not casting it back from there. Maybe it'll work. Maybe I'll crash my machine. Oh wow, it's like it's like they lie. It's like they don't even bother to put this down. Right. Yeah. Nope, nope, just more gotchas. Okay. Sorry, I'm reading random stuff because, yep. Are you putting literal comments in the middle of... Duh, 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 duh. I'm going to find out that you're not going to be able to actually pass stuff. It's going to be great. Okay, let's cut this down, and we'll call this current enemy. We will drop the list. No, because then I'm going to have to iterate every time I do this. I need to figure out how to do this. Oh, can't you just pass stuff? No, you must know one of the several different forms in order to pass it correctly. Nobody cares. Nobody cares back then either. Which is why they literally changed all their systems to not do this crap of like the several different ways you can pass info. Fuck off, I don't care about vectors. Just tell me how to pass an array of structs. What is this random... Everything is just like, oh, add these weird templates and do this weird stuff to do this. Just Just tell me the basic way. The most basic thing of this. That's all I need. Oh my god, just... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to find an answer to this. It's like it's losing all its data. Like, I think I also, part of it is like, hey, the whole, it's like this, some of these symbols are literally exactly the same as another one, but they're syntax sugar, which means they're easier to type, but nobody will actually... No? No, I'm not passing an array of... I have an array of... Oh my god, this is backwards than what I'm actually looking for. Oh, I hate this so much. So just doing that, I know I have 10 things in there. That compiles. I go into this, and I'm getting absolute trash as the information on the other side. Somehow, health is always 0, which is really weirdly consistent. There's no consistency in anybody's methodology, and I feel like some of these are just weird, sort of like, oh, this was done in 3 versions ago, but they changed something, because that's always what happens. Just pass data around, please. Sorry that I'm just like stuck on this, but literally it's... I think in every other language, passing around a chunk of data shouldn't require you to have 7 symbols in a row that are perfectly aligned and are not... Yeah, I just want to pass data around. And I don't want to do a loop outside because it defeats the purpose of having this function to do the work on multiple things. I hate when people just don't give code chunks like, here, let me discuss all the hypotheticals. Is this actually what I want? Because I can't tell. I'm not even seeing what you're passing around. Okay, you have a stupid thing, you have... Yeah, we know the problem. Okay, I guess we turn this into vectors, and okay, let's turn this into vectors and see if this actually properly works. Can you get ats with vectors, or else I'm going to have a lot of pain trying to do anything? No, because then I have to check the vectors in the list, and then I have to do other stuff. C++ iterates vectors, I guess. I don't... The reason you can't do this is you shouldn't do it. Just tell me how to loop something. Okay. I think I have it. Can you pass vectors through this? C++ pass vector. I don't know if it needs to be by reference, by value, by something else, because... Fucking Christ. I need to... This is why I didn't want to use vectors, because every single one of them is their own object, and if you pass it wrong, it does weird stuff. Now I'm just whining at this, because... Can't pass data, because data must be hard to pass through functions. I'm just moving one character. Don't give me a chart. Yeah, I think I'm just going to call it because I've kind of soured on trying to do this, and I'll do this off stream where I don't quite complain as much. So apologies, because, yeah, I'm going to need to do a rewrite, it seems, because passing an array of structure is nigh impossible or needs to have very weird setup because reasons. And they won't tell me how to pass a vector so that it's not just the singular vector output, but the entire array of it. So I'm not going to have you guys sit here for the next 3 hours as I look at people give 20 examples to the same question. And then all of them not work. So with that, I will call it a day. And I will see you later. And goodbye.